The Fate of the Furious is the 8th movie in this long-going Fast and the Furious franchise. I've been a big fan of this movie series ever since The Fast and the Furious way back in 2001. It's a personal favorite series of mine. I've loved the franchise as it's got bigger and bigger and more ridiculous. And so when I learned that Fast and Furious 8 was titled The Fate of the Furious, I was a little worried about that title, and they released a trailer of Dom turning on his family. On first viewing, I wasn't very happy.
Family?
What? Oh my god. The Fate of the Furious is directed by F. Gary Gray, the man behind Straight Outta Compton, and this stars everybody from like every single movie besides Paul Walker. Rest in peace. This time around, The Fate of the Furious is about Vin Diesel turning on his family. He's recruited by Charlize Theron, who wants something and does something to Vin Diesel to get it. He must turn on his family in order to help Charlize Theron. Vin Diesel is against his team in an all-out war locating in New York, Cuba, Russia, a lot of places. Like I said, I was a little bit worried with this plot because of Vin Diesel turning on his family. I never thought that would happen in the first place, but fortunately, this movie actually does work. The storyline does work for that. This is a very exciting, fun movie. I had a blast with this movie. This is my favorite since Fast 5. There's enough in this movie to really keep me entertained. This is a very quickly paced movie. It's just 1 minute less than Furious 7, but there is enough to keep me enthralled, just on the edge of my seat, just having a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of action sequences and there's a lot of range with what they're showing. They bring back Jason Statham's character from the previous movie, and this time around he is working with the team. So right then and there, it creates this conflict between The Rock and Jason Statham, and it is hilarious. Each of them are trying to be bigger than the other and say they're gonna beat them, and when they work together, they're just waiting for that chance to fight. I think Jason Statham was my favorite character in this movie. He had so much humor, so they had that conflict that I really enjoyed. They were bickering back and forth, and it added a lot of humor in the movie, and it made me laugh a lot. And Jason Statham really grew into his role in this movie, helping out the team the best way that he knows how to. And there's a little backstory with him and his family, so I really liked his character this time around. There are new additions like Helen Mirren and Scott Eastwood. I think they both were great in their role as well. Let's talk about Vin Diesel real quick. I think he did a great job. He showed a lot of emotion, much more than he has ever done. I think in like any movie he's ever been in. He did great in this role. He was really broken down. You could tell that he really didn't want to do what he did, but he did it. And it added a lot to Dom Toretto. I think that the emotional moments that he had really brought this character to life and really understood what he believes in and what family means to him without really spoiling the plot for people. But I really like the route they took with the character and the story. Charlize Theron was really great. She was really ruthless, and it showed. She had some sinister plans, and it didn't seem like Charlize Theron wouldn't be able to go through with the plans. You actually believed that she could kill someone or destroy the world, and it could happen, and you could really tell in her face that she was really ruthless. Everybody else in the supporting cast was great as always. I've really loved Roman Pierce and Tej and even the new girl and Letty. They're all really great, and it's nothing new to them. They're acting the same. There's nothing new to these characters, but I still really enjoy watching them. The movie does keep me interested throughout. We don't learn exactly why Vin Diesel has turned on his family in the beginning, and it definitely sparks that curiosity throughout the movie, like why is he doing it? I really want to know, and it keeps me interested in the storyline as well, just not the fun action sequences. Definitely keeps me interested in the storyline. I'm wondering what's happening. It's building up that suspense to when they do reveal why he turned on his family in the first place. So I liked how they built up the suspense in the storyline and just not quickly revealed it in the beginning. And I do think it was a good reveal. At first I scratched my head and had a lot of questions in it, but I do think it turned out really great. Overall, I had a lot of fun with this movie. It kept me entertained. I liked the characters. I liked the storyline. There was a lot for me to really enjoy. Now, the one thing I was really curious on is how were they going to acknowledge Brian, played by Paul Walker, in the previous movies. Now we all know Paul Walker is no longer with us, but this was his franchise. He really put a lot into these movies. How would they acknowledge him in this movie? And there's a couple sequences where they do acknowledge him. There is no pictures of him. There's nothing in there, but they do acknowledge him. I do think they did it in a right way, and it made me miss him a lot more watching this movie. But I do think that they acknowledged him in the right, respectful way, and I was really happy with that route. So overall, there's a lot to enjoy in The Fate of the Furious. The cars, the action sequences, the characters, the storyline. It is cheesy, but if you are a big fan of this franchise, you have to look past this and really enjoy the movie. And I did. I've been a fan since the beginning, and I'm still enjoying the series now. So I'm gonna go ahead and give The Fate of the Furious an A-. Definitely check out the movie if you are a fan of the franchise. If you hate big, cheesy, dumb action movies, this movie is not for you, because there's a lot of sequences you're like, how did they survive? I need to know. I need to know right now. But if you can just sit back, relax, appreciate a good, cheesy, dumb action movie, this one is for you. So thank you guys for watching my review on The Fate of the Furious. Thank you guys for watching. As always, you guys are the best. This is Just Watch the Movies, and you stay classy, YouTube.